Let's get into it because what Gypsy Rose is doing right now, what she's always been doing, feels calculated, intentional, and honestly deeply disturbing. From the very moment she found out she was pregnant, Gypsy began documenting everything. And I mean everything, from the test results to her first reactions to the earliest doctor visits. This wasn't just for private memory keeping or a personal scrapbook. No, she was strategic about it. She took every step, every heartbeat, every appointment and recorded it with purpose. She wasn't creating these videos to keep for herself or to show Aurora years from now in some touching mother daughter moment. This wasn't about preserving memories, it was about building a vault, a full archive of content that would one day be monetized. She was creating a digital trail that could be turned into views, likes, and ad revenue. The filming wasn't random or casual, it was consistent, it was thorough, it was planned. She had the foresight to realize that her pregnancy could be turned into content, that her journey to motherhood could pull in attention and eventually money. And that's exactly what she did. She made sure the camera was always rolling even before she had a platform for it. She was filming everything, sorting it, holding onto it. And now we are seeing that plan come to life in real time. Through her brand new family vlog channel on YouTube, all of that archived footage is being brought out, edited, and published for public consumption. It's not no coincidence. It's a calculated release of content she's been saving up since day one. On the surface, a parenting vlog doesn't sound like a big deal. A lot of parents share their experiences online. We've seen it before. There are thousands of channels filled with diaper routines, babies' first steps, family dinners, and cute milestones. But Gypsy's case is different. And not just because of her past. This is a woman who promised over and over again that she would never expose her child to the internet. She didn't just casually mention it, she emphasized it repeatedly. She made it a core part of her public image.
Once the baby's born, I really feel strongly that I don't want my baby to be in front of a camera. Unless it's for like home movies, I will not be putting my child in the media at all.
Why?
I don't, this world is so cruel and unsafe that there is a level of responsibility that I have to make sure that my child is protected.
And the one carefully crafted after being released from prison. She wanted to be seen as someone reformed, grounded, and protective of her future and her family. And that included her baby. She told her audience she had learned from the toxicity of the spotlight, that she knew what it meant to have your life used for entertainment, that she wouldn't do the same to her child. She vowed to keep Aurora off the internet. No pictures, no face, no growing up on camera. These weren't one-time statements. They were constant reassurances, part of her entire rebrand. But now we are watching her upload video after video that centers around her daughter Aurora, videos that show her baby's routines, her body, her moments. The face might be blurred, but Aurora is still very much on display. It's the exact opposite of what she said she would do. And the contradiction isn't just disappointing, it's disturbing because it tells us something very clear. The promises weren't meant to last, they were meant to pacify. And now that she has an audience and a new angle, she's pivoted. And that pivot put Aurora right in the spotlight she claimed she would avoid.
I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it about 1,500 times. Aurora is in danger.
Let's break down the facts. Gypsy stated multiple times on lives, in posts, and in comments that she wouldn't post Aurora. She said she wanted to keep her safe. She said that the internet was too harsh, too cruel, and that she wasn't willing to let her child grow up on camera. She even said she knew the dangers and would never subject her daughter to that. These weren't vague or offhand comments. These were firm declarations, repeated affirmations that she wanted to draw a clear boundary between her daughter's life and her own public one. She positioned herself as a protector, someone who had learned from her past exposure and wanted to do better for her child. She painted this picture of being careful and reformed mom, one who understood the importance of shielding her child from the toxicity of the internet fame. And people believed her. Some even praised her for it, saying it showed maturity, growth, and genuine care. But that trust didn't last long, because what did she do instead? She didn't just sneak a few clips on her old channel. She launched a whole new one, a full family vlog. A completely separate platform built from the ground up, designed specifically to talk to her about new life as a mother. It wasn't a segment, it wasn't an update, it was the entire focus. This was a dedicated space where she talks about parenting, shows parenting routines, and gives updates, all of which revolve around her life as a mother. And if she's the one home with the baby all day while Ken is at work, then naturally the content ends up being centered on Aurora, because who else will you vlog about? Parenting full time if the child isn't a part of it. Every diaper change, every nap schedule, every moment Gypsy spends with Aurora becomes a potential upload. And when your entire platform is built on sharing the journey, that it becomes impossible to keep your child out of it.
Rose showed Aurora's face all on her own in that video. I go back, take some screenshots, and she absolutely did. Here she is holding the baby monitor. This is from one of the many videos she posted today. So, Gypsy, I don't know if you know how cell phones work or the internet or anything else, but let me show you how you were the one to release Aurora's face all on your own. Oh, here we go. Here's an even closer up photo of baby Aurora, or I don't know, baby doll Aurora. Looks kind of suspicious, but this is the baby. That's Gypsy holding the monitor, showing the world what Aurora looks like, even though she said that she would protect Aurora and not put her out there on the internet. She also said she wouldn't post for 30 days, and here we are. So here you go, world. This is baby Aurora and her whole face that Gypsy said she wasn't going to show, being shown by Gypsy on her own TikTok. Everyone, say hi, baby Aurora.
So the question becomes, did she really try to keep Aurora private, or was she just buying time until she could monetize her the right way? Then came the backlash and the excuses. The moment people started calling her out for going back on her word, Gypsy knew she had to respond. But instead of admitting she had changed her mind or owning up to the shift in her actions, she crafted a very carefully worded Instagram story. It wasn't raw or vulnerable. It wasn't even apologetic. It was polished, almost rehearsed, like a PR statement designed to put people at ease without actually addressing the heart of the issue. Here's what she wrote. Hi everyone. We wanted to take a moment to share something important about our family vlog. While Ken and I are excited to let you into our world and share our experiences as parents, you'll notice that we've chosen to blur Aurora's face in our videos. This decision is intentional and rooted in our desire to respect her privacy. Aurora is still very young and can't yet decide how much of her life she wants to share publicly. Out of respect for her autonomy and future, we're keeping her presence in our videos minimal and not making her the focus of the channel.
Exposing her, exposing. They done told her, hey, when the baby cry, pick it up. She said, the baby cry, I'm laying down, I'm taking a nap. So I just posted another video, and they, meaning Gypsy, Candy, whatever her alters are. She ain't got no alters. She does an excuse to be evil. Anyway, so a new little poster was made. Who got time to make posters about how to take care of a child? This ain't home economics. She pretended she in school. Anyway, from what I can tell, the new updated one does not have do not use the ignore crying method. First of all, don't get it twisted. We be tired when they be crying. Like, what you crying for, baby? I love you, but what you crying for? Change the diaper. We done fed you. We done burped you. We done played with you. Like, what do you want? I don't just ignore it because I want to make sure my child knows that I'm the security, And secondly, I don't want my baby to get no hernia, you know what I mean?
To someone unfamiliar with the full story, this message might seem thoughtful. It uses all the right buzzwords: respect, privacy, autonomy, and future. But for those who have followed Gypsy's journey, this reads more like a damage control than a genuine boundary. What's more, the statement doesn't actually address the real issue: why she is showing Aurora at all. If the goal was truly privacy, why post her body, her voice, her movements? Why post her at all? Why have footage of her baby at bedtime, in the bassinet, or being held in intimate moments, only to blur her face and call that protection? This post wasn't made to protect Aurora. It was made to protect Gypsy from criticism, and that distinction matters a lot. That sounds sweet on the surface, responsible, even it gives off the vibe of a thoughtful parent trying to find the right balance between public life and protecting their child. But let's actually unpack what this means, because if Gypsy truly genuinely wanted to respect her daughter's privacy, the kind of privacy she has repeatedly promised, then Aurora wouldn't be in the videos at all. Not in the background, not in the baby gear, not blood, not partially shown, not with the back of her head in the frame, not tucked quietly into a shot like a pro. She would simply be absent from the footage because that is what true privacy looks like. But instead, we are seeing everything but her face, her tiny hands, her body, her feet, her pajamas, her movements, all caught on camera. We hear her sounds, her cries, even her breathing is some clips. And all of this is presented under the label of respecting privacy. Just because her face is blood, that's not respect, that's manipulation. It's a clever workaround designed to maintain appearances. It's Gypsy saying, look, I blurred her face, see, I'm protecting her, while still putting her child out there for public viewing. It's using a digital filter as a smokescreen, and that blur, it becomes less of a shield and more of a justification, a way to calm critics while still benefiting from the content. In reality, that blur doesn't erase the fact that Aurora is being watched by strangers on the internet. It doesn't protect her from exploitation. And it certainly doesn't fulfill the promise Gypsy made to keep her daughter out of the spotlight. So, no, this isn't privacy. This isn't protection. This is about control and it's about image.
Excuse me. Why are we not buckling our child up properly? Gypsy? You know, you can go to your local fire department and they'll show you how to properly, clip in your baby in the baby seat. It's very, very simple. The hospital should have shown you how to clip your child into the car seat. But if you still needed additional help, you can always go to your local fire station and they will teach you how to properly buckle Aurora into her car seat. That is extremely unsafe. That is dangerous. If anybody would have hit his vehicle, I'm not even going to speak that into existence because that's sick and I can't do that with a baby. But I can get on here and tell you you're being a shitty mom. My heart is racing. That's scary. I'm scared for your child. And Ken, what the fuck? What the fuck? Did you not double check to make sure your child was buckled in safely? Where's CPS? At this point, she needs to go take parenting classes. Parenting classes. You really don't need that baby. Not from what I was able to get. And for you to post that on your YouTube like nobody else can't see that is mind-blowing.
And using a blur tool to make it seem like she's doing the right thing is just another way Gypsy is covering her tracks while continuing to do what she swore she wouldn't. Let's be real. A baby can't consent. Aurora can't say, yes, I want to be on camera. No, I don't. She has no voice in the matter, no understanding of what's happening, and no ability to protect herself. So Gypsy is deciding for her every single time she hits record or upload. And in choosing to post her body, even without her face, she is still putting her daughter in front of an audience of strangers who can see her clothes, her environment, her size, her posture, the way she moves, and even hear the sound of her crying or babbling. This isn't harmless background noise. This is exposure. And once a video goes online, it lives there forever. Everyone can screen record it, download it, or repurpose it. That's the reality. Aurora is being made visible, searchable, and vulnerable, not just today, but possibly for the rest of her life. And what is Gypsy getting in return for taking that risk with her daughter's image? Let's be honest, she's doing it for the views, for the attention, for the brand deals she hopes to land, for the clicks, for the engagement, and the monetization that comes with exploiting a relatable mom storyline. This isn't about sharing joy. This is about leveraging motherhood into content and turning private moments into public currency. Now let's talk about the content itself. None of this came out of nowhere. These videos weren't new. They were filmed months ago. Gypsy didn't wake up one morning and decide to start a parenting blog on a whim. She had been preparing for it quietly behind the scenes, capturing footage that she knew she could roll out once the channel was launched. And what that shows us is And what that shows us is intent, planning, not spontaneity. Take the bassinet training video. That wasn't a spur of the moment clip where a proud mom captures her baby trying to something new. No, that was a fully pre-recorded session, carefully edited and held back until she had a platform ready for it. It was deliberately stored for future use. The moment between her and Aurora wasn't about being present. It was about content strategy. Same goes for the night shift mom video. In that one, she shows herself putting Aurora into bed. Now, think about that for a second. Most new moms at night are exhausted. They are not thinking about lighting or camera angles. But Gypsy didn't just grab her phone mid-yawn. She set up to film. The camera was positioned, the environment was arranged, the footage was framed. This was not a sentimental recorded to mark a private memory. It was a performance meant for an audience. The lighting, the captions, the editing, it was all done with the goal of publishing it online. She didn't record these moments for Aurora's baby book. She recorded them knowing they would later become pieces of a monetized brand. That's not just preparation, that's production. That's planning an entire content series around a child who has no idea what's happening. And when you look at it that way, the reality hits harder. Gypsy wasn't capturing memories, she was collecting assets. Let's rewind even further. Remember when Gypsy first found out she was pregnant? She announced it publicly at 11 weeks. And from that moment, it was clear she wasn't going to keep this journey private. The way she made the announcement, the excitement in her tone, the way she involved the audience from day one, it all signaled something bigger. This wasn't just personal news, it was the beginning of a new content. And she didn't stop there. She vlogged the ultrasound, captured the flickers of a heartbeat, and filmed herself getting emotional as she saw her baby on screen. She made sure Ken was in the frame and even recorded them reacting together. Then came the photo shoot, a mini stage session with printed ultrasound images, paused smiles, and curated moments. She posted these photos with excited captions, inviting her followers into what should have been a deeply private experience. Even back then, she said she was vlogging with experience, but here's the kicker. There wasn't even a vlogging channel yet. That tells us something important. This wasn't about sharing a spontaneous joy. It was about preparing content, laying the groundwork, capturing material she knew she could use later. The planning was there long before the execution. Then came the weekly bump updates. Each one was more detailed than the last. Outfit changes, belly angles, emotional captions, and when those updates started to pick up traction, she leaned into it hard. The likes, the comments, the growing engagement, it gave her confirmation that people were watching, that they cared, that they would keep coming back for more. And so she gave them more. She shared a high-resolution 4K ultrasound image of her unborn baby's face, a level of detail most parents would save for themselves or share with close family, but Gypsy posted it to the world. She claimed she wasn't ready to reveal her child, that she valued privacy, and yet she showed the most intimate, high-definition sonogram image possible. And what happened next? The internet lit up. The post went viral. People shared it. News articles were written. Comment sections filled with opinions. And through it all, Gypsy watched her platform grow. She saw that pregnancy wasn't just a personal milestone, it was a marketable. And she leaned in, fully aware of the power that came with turning her journey into a storyline the public couldn't look away from. And on the day of delivery, she filmed herself throughout the entire process, talking about her contractions, showing her getting an epidural, and describing the pain in detail. And now, those same clips are conveniently uploaded to her family vlog. Still think this was spontaneous? It gets worse. After the birth, she made a public statement saying she wouldn't share any photos of Aurora out of respect, but days later, she was posting pictures of herself holding the baby, just facing the other way. Then came the live streams, then came the Easter Bunny photoshoot, where she blurred Aurora's face but left her whole body visible. And when a viewer digitally removed the emoji and revealed Aurora's face, she didn't take the post down. She kept going. Product reviews, mommy content, baby hauls, all with Aurora in the background, all referenced directly. She reviewed baby products, clearly angling for sponsorships. She showcased routines, she tested baby gear, all while claiming the channel wasn't focused on her child. The videos, not one or two. She's rolling out an entire backlog of moments she's been recording for months. These aren't random uploads. These are carefully curated, labeled, edited, strategically released. She's been building a catalog of Aurora's content since before the baby was even born. And now we're here. It's no longer theory. It's a pattern, a clear strategic journey from private pregnancy to public profit. And the scariest part, Gypsy keeps acting like none of this was the plan. She wants us to believe she suddenly decided to launch a parenting vlog, that she just happens to have all this footage ready. But the truth is obvious. She was always intending to use her daughter to boost her relevance and income. And the blurring, that's not protection, that's a loophole. Anyone with bad intentions online doesn't need to see a baby's face. Sometimes a foot, a sound, or even a piece of clothing is enough to draw an unwanted attention. So when Gypsy says she's protecting her daughter, she's not being honest. She's already putting her out. And again, if she had just told the truth up front, people might have let it go. If she had said, I'm making a parenting vlog and sharing my daughter, there wouldn't be as much backlash. But she built trust by promising the opposite, and now she's breaking that promise. And people are watching. She's already slipped up and shown Aurora's face on a live stream. She's posted so many pieces of footage that it's only a matter of time before one and the mistake happens. And when it does, what will the excuse be? It was an accident. It was a technical error. We forgot to blur it. But deep down, everyone will know it was for the views. So what now? What comes next? Will she really keep Aurora in the background, or will the thirst for attention grow stronger? Will she end up revealing more? Because once a little exposure brings in money, it's easy to want more and more. And here's the real issue. This isn't just about vlogging. It's about ethics. It's about trust. About a mother who said one thing and did the other. About a baby who doesn't have a choice. So I ask you, was this always her plan, to exploit Aurora for fame and money? And do you think she'll eventually stop? Or are we just waiting for the next accidental reveal? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to keep following this disturbing story, like and subscribe. There is definitely more coming.